Alright, yeah, now we're gonna cover the 2011 version of The Thing. Let's see how it holds up. Is it better than the one with Kurt Russell? So we start with these three Norwegian dudes. They chilling in Antarctica. This is back in like 1982. They're looking for some type of signal or something, and they stop in the middle of the Antarctic. And then their motor vehicle falls through the ice and falls through some type of crevice. In this crevice, they end up seeing some type of ship at the bottom of it. They're like, what? So nobody really knows what happened to the Norwegian dudes. They probably died. Who knows? Somehow people was able to get the camera footage off of their truck and saw what they saw down there. Then we go to this lady by the name of Kate that studies specimens. Then comes her boyfriend Adam. They're supposed to be celebrating their anniversary or something like that. But he ends up working for this guy by the name of Dr. Sanders. Now Sanders wants her to come along in this top secret investigation, basically to check out what happened down in the Antarctic. So all three of them go, they get introduced to some other Norwegian guys. These dudes by the name of Mike and Carter are the ones that pick them up on a helicopter. And they take us to the site. You got this dude by the name of Hendrik, Olar, Lars. There's a couple other people, I can't remember their names right now, but I'll tell you. So anyway, they go down to the spot where this crevice is at, you know what I'm saying? And they end up seeing this shit. Turns out it's actually a real ship. It is long as hell. So afterwards, they come back up to the surface. And there's this figure in the ice. Turns out it's an actual alien in the ice. So basically, they're supposed to have this equipment to get this alien out the ice, which Kate says is the right equipment. It will take about half a day. Now, Carter tells them they need to get the expedition done before 2 days because after 2 days, it's going to be this crazy snowstorm. And they're going to be stuck. So they got the alien out the ice, and now Saunders wants to take a tissue sample of it. So he's going to use a 30mm drill to drill and take a specimen out of it. So now everybody's all excited. They got this big discovery and whatnot. And it's going to put them on the map, and pretty sure they're going to make a lot of money. Mike, for some reason, goes back and is getting drawn to this room. Now he's starting to look at the ice. He's trying to figure out stuff. And right when he's about to leave, all of a sudden the alien breaks out of the ice and just jumps through the freaking roof. I'm like, what? So Olave and Henrik go to investigate it, right? Now, apparently one of them had this dog in a cage or whatever like that. When they go to check out the cage, there's nothing but blood all over the place. The dog is done deal dead as shit. So we know the alien's outside somewhere. So they go to check out another one of the huts. All of a sudden, they see the alien down there. They're like, oh shit. It ends up snatching up Hendrik. Hendrik ends up getting swallowed whole. Olave gets his leg injured in the battle, but he's alright. Everybody comes out there with flamethrowers. They done deal the alien is dead as shit, right? Nah, fam. So they end up taking the alien over to the specimens table because you think it's done deal dead, right? Now, Dr. Sanders is like, yeah, we feel the sympathy or whatever like that, but we still got to do this excavation. We got to figure out what's going on with this specimen. So they end up opening in his stomach and they see Henrik just laying in there. So after Sanders opens it up, Kate does her own little digging investigation or whatever like that. And then she finds this little tool that was in there. It was supposed to be some type of arm brace that was implanted inside of Hendrik's arm because apparently he had broke his arm a while ago. But when they found it, it was completely ripped out of his arm. So why did the alien do this? So Kate gets a test sample on her arm and she's about to go use the magnifying scope to try to investigate it. She gets her boyfriend Adam to look through and you're like, yo. Turns out the alien cells are still alive. In fact, it's actually snacking on Hendrik's cells and becoming one. But what does this mean exactly? So apparently the next day, Olave needs some medical attention, I guess, for his leg or whatever like that. So they're going to take him to a nearby hospital. So while they're in the helicopter about to take off, Kate sees something. She's in the bathroom. She looks down and she sees bloody teeth on the ground. Then she sees blood on the shower curtain. She opens up the curtain. There's blood all inside the shower. So she comes to this conclusion that she's got to go to the helicopter and try to stop the helicopter. Then inside the helicopter, Olave turns into a freaking monster and then the helicopter starts spinning out of control and it crashed all the way over like 50 feet. So we think everybody done deal dead as shit in there, right? So she ends up getting the doctor, Adam, the Norwegian dudes, and a bunch of other people in the room, right? So apparently the bloody teeth she found had filling caps in them, right? She think that alien cells can copy physical attributes, whether it's human or whatever. It's basically like a virus that could take over anybody's body. But it can't contract the metal. That's why it spits it out. That's why the teeth with the fillings were spit out on the ground. And that's why the metal arm brace was separated from Hendrik's body. Some of them believe her, some of them don't. Then after everybody leaves, this girl Juliet starts talking to Kate saying that the last person she saw in the shower was the dude Colin. So they suspected him. But when she gets Kate in the room, turns out Juliet is the one that's infected. She makes an escape. Lars comes through with the flamethrower and flames it ass. So it got to a point where a couple of people actually saw the monster, what it looked like. And Kate's telling everybody, look, can't nobody leave, yo. Because if this thing gets out, it could affect the entire world. So now we get to this point in the movie where Kate's got this idea. She's like, we got to take blood samples from everybody so we can figure out who's really infected. So it's nighttime while they're setting this up. All of a sudden, they see somebody coming out the woodwork. It's freaking Mike and Carter. We're like, how the heck did y'all survive that daggone explosion? So at this point, they're thinking to themselves, they're infected. Lars ready to done deal them niggas, but Kate's like, no, we still gonna go through with the blood test and whatnot. But for right now, we're gonna keep them locked up in the shed. So while this is going on, all of a sudden a fire breaks out in the lab. Everything in there was pretty much destroyed. So it's like, now what? How are we gonna figure this out now? Some people start pointing fingers at Adam because he was the last one in there. So then Kate's like, okay, there's one other way to tell, maybe. So she gets everybody in the room and tells them to open their mouths. I guess she's gonna check to see if everybody has feelings. I'm like, all these people have feelings or whatever like that? So all right. 3 of the Ouija boys have feelings, they good. Not feelings, fillings, like tea fillings. So she checks Adam. Adam's like, I had my teeth cleaned, but bottom line is, she don't trust Adam. She puts him over there on the other side. Dr. Sanders talks some bullshit, put him to the other side. Then there's 2 other dudes that go to the other side too. So it's like 4 dudes that they don't trust right now. And you got Kate and the 3 Norwegian boys, including Lars, on the other side. Now they gotta check Mike and Carter. So 2 of the Norwegian boys go out there, right, with Lars. They go back to the shed and find out they escaped. So while they look at Lars ends up getting snatched up somehow, so we like, oh snap, was it Mike and Carter? Turns out I go to the back of the building. Mike and Carter's over there in the building. They holding up the flamethrowers. They going back and forth with the beef. They trying to figure out what's going on. One of the dudes named Peter gets rambunctious. He gets shot in his head, done deal, dead as shit. But they end up shooting one of the tanks because he had a flamethrower on him too, so everybody had to duck, explosion dodging. One of the dudes named O'Neill gets hurt bad. They end up taking him over to the spot. So they get into this one room and apparently they think Adam has the disease or whatever like that. But it turns out the dude O'Neill had it and he started transforming and all that stuff. He ends up smacking Mike in his chest, ends up smacking Adam, and then all of a sudden he merges with Adam and then just dips off before they can throw the flamethrowers at him. One of the Norwegian dudes got snatched up with a hand or whatever like that and it started sucking his soul out. Yeah, the alien was breaking apart at one point in time, was using just his hands to float around and try to capture niggas. I'm like, what the f? So it got to the point where Kate was thinking to herself, even if the blood gets on you, you're probably done deal. So Mike was pretty much dead. Carter had to move out the way. Kate flame flew with his ass. So at this point, there's only like 3 people that's really still alive. It's Carter, it's Kate, and Sanders. And of course, the alien that merged with O'Leary and Adam. Saunders in this one room, you can tell this alien and his creatures coming up is about to snatch up Saunders. He about to be an alien. Carter and Kate get this one room, it's an alien hand. Carter chops that joint with the axe, and then Kate flame throws the other 2 hands. Carter's about to pick the axe back up. Kate's like, don't touch that shit. So now at this point, Carter don't have no weapons. Kate's the one that got the flamethrower. All of a sudden, the alien comes around the blue. Carter and Kate end up getting separated. Carter's in this room. All of a sudden, the alien's in this room. You think to yourself, oh, Carter about to be done deal dead as shit, right? But as soon as the alien's about to attack, Kate comes around the other side with the flamethrower, flames his ass, done deal. So now it's just Kate and Carter just chilling. All of a sudden, they hear a truck going off. And the Saunders getting in one of the trucks. He's about to escape. Guess one of the snowcats or whatever like that. Now, peep this. When Kate said nobody could leave the area, she had brought some Norwegian dudes out there to make sure they clipped the wires off every vehicle or whatever, right? Apparently, they didn't do that. So Saunders is basically trying to get away. Kate and Carter got to go after Saunders. So the two snowcat vehicles are still working. So Kate keeps asking Carter, are you okay or whatever like that? He said, yeah, I'm good. And then they meant to show us the earring that's on his left ear. So it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? He still got, some metallic stuff on him. This is important, trust me. So Sanders is basically going back to the alien ship. Kate and Carter are standing on top of the ship that all of a sudden it starts to react or whatever like that. We're like, oh snap, it's opening up, whatever like that. Kate ends up falling through the thing and going in the ship, but she's still alive somehow. Carter ends up climbing down through the hatch. And once again, they're both separated. She somehow makes it to the center core of the ship. In the middle is like this power globe. It's like all these little certain types of shapes and algorithms. Next thing you know, Sanders comes out of nowhere and she got to dip out. Cause he done turned full-fledged alien. Now, in the midst of the clash, her flamethrower broke. So you think to yourself, what kind of weapon is she going to have to be able to fight off Sanders? All right, so in the early part of the movie, Lars had brought Kate into this room, right? And he showed her this whole thing of fucking grenades. Apparently, she was able to steal one and have it in her pocket. So it gets to a point she's stuck in a hole. It's like, oh man. The alien's trying to come out from one part, but the grenade landed on the other side. She goes over and jumps to the other side, but the alien Sanders grabbed her or whatever like that. But the thing is, Sanders didn't know that she was able to grab the grenade. She threw it right in his mouth. Carter came out of nowhere, the flamethrower, and they both jump out. And then it explodes, blowing up the inner core of the ship. The ship ain't going nowhere. It's done deal. So they thinking to themselves, are they finally safe and they about to get back in the snowcat, right? So apparently there was another flamethrower that was in the snowcat. She's acting like she's about to put it back up, but then she straps it back on and starts looking at Carter. And she notices, he's like, yeah, Carter, where's your earring? And he felt for the wrong ear, knowing that he fucked up. And she ends up flamethrowing him to death, dud deal. She's the only one left. But then I thought to myself, if his earring came off within the time of the drive, how long could he have held up before becoming an alien? Or maybe it's because the alien knew it wasn't that many people left, and it was trying to play it smart and get the hell out of there with Kate. So afterwards, Kate just sitting in the other snowcat and it just fades to black. Now this is the credit scene we get after the movie's over. There's a helicopter coming down and is trying to find any survivors or whatever like that. Turns out Lars is still alive. He comes out of this hut somewhere and he's like, hey, show me your mouth. And the guy's good. All of a sudden this dog starts running out and we're like, no, that's not a dog. It's the fucking alien because the dog got killed at the beginning of the movie. So the guy gets him up in the chopper and starts shooting at the dog. And apparently the dog must have been done deal. But they ain't really show it. And that's how the movie ends. I was like, wow. Now, personally, I think it's a good readaptation. Obviously, everybody's going to be like, of course, the back of the day one with Kurt Russell was better. But you know what I'm saying? It wasn't bad. I like what they tried to do with it. And it was like, oh, they actually found an alien spaceship. I'll say this. Not bad for a remake. The Thing, 2011 on Netflix. Check it out.